So we got, all right. So we're here at
Hence
Crooked
why I
Letter.
need to.
Oh, has it been recorded?
It's been recording. All right. So we got Aaron Lamy and Jason Hockaday. Homegrown. You guys are from here.
Born and raised, went to high school right across the street.
So Crooked Letter CrossFit started in a garage.
Yeah, so as I was doing it at eFit, like I said, I enjoyed training. I actually met Chad kind of randomly, and that's a whole story too. But I met him. He's a Marine at the time, and Marines, they're all about training and doing body weight exercises too, and very good at those type movements, but also trying to get as jacked as possible as well. And I said, bro, and I think I went to his house for dinner. And I said, bro, I seen he had a Bowflex in the gym, where he could do everything,
Nice.
or in his garage. I said, you ever tried CrossFit before? He's like, no, what is that? I was like, how people who start, get into CrossFit want to tell everybody about CrossFit.
Oh, yeah.
So I was telling him about it. And I was like, it's hard to explain. You just need to come try out a class. Like, come try it Monday, whatever. And just like first workout's Fran. And he's looking at it like, 95-pound thrusters,
Easy
pull-ups. I
day.
can do pull-ups for days. He's a Marine, right? They do like 100 straight strict pull-ups or something like that. So he's in there, and we're 3, 2, 1, go. And I think I had a mediocre. Well, I know I had a mediocre Fran time at times, like around 5 minutes, but he still did it in probably like 7 or 8, maybe 9 minutes. And was just destroyed. Right, crawled over to the side of the wall. Was just like, had this look on his face, like hit by a truck, didn't know what happened. And I'm just like, took me a couple minutes, recovered. And I was like, all right, bro, got to go to dinner. I'll see you later. And he stood there for probably another 30 minutes, just trying to get his life back together. Went to Sonic, got a Powerade slush. Just like, I need life. But at the same time, it's just like anything with most people, is he got hooked in that first workout. And he came up to me one time and said, bro, I think I want to like open my own gym. I was like, oh, cool, bro. Yeah, I'm like, whatever, didn't think anything of it. I didn't realize how driven Chad was at the time, and he said, no, seriously, like, I think I can do this like much better. And I was like, well, cool. If you do it, like, whatever you need, like, I'll help out. I'm down. Like, I'll help paint the walls, whatever it needs to be. Like, I'll come train with you.
Yeah. Little did we know.
Little did we know he, like, probably the next week or so, spent $5,000 on equipment, and he didn't have a facility at his garage. And he told me that. I was like, oh, $5,000, bro? Are you crazy?
So
probably bought like 3 barbells, a couple boxes, like just maybe a rower or 2, and that was it. Like, just to get started, a couple kettlebells, whatever. And he's like, yeah. And I would come over there and train, and he said, I got a couple people I'm going to be coaching. And he's not certified or anything yet. He's just like, he's really getting into it, but really just wants to share like what he's starting to fall in love with.
Diving
right?
head first.
Right. So a couple people come in, like one being your sister-in-law, Carolyn. She's like one of the OGs. And I actually, he wanted me to come help coach him. And I was like, yeah, I'm down. And I think I was leading a class at that moment. And granted, we are not coaches. We're not good coaches. We should not be coaching people right now. We literally just want you to work out with us. And Carolyn's probably going to kill me if she sees this. It's first workout, she's literally crawling up the driveway and crying at the same time. And I'm just like, what are you doing right now? Like, get up. And but we had probably 3 to 5 people who just started training with us. And Chad actually started charging them like $50, a month. And people paid. And I was like, maybe this is like starting to take off. And he had a regular garage. And then we realized that his mom had a 3-car garage, like off of the house. And we're like, let's move some equipment over there. Let's buy a little rig there, and put it in there. And he started doing all that. And then he went and got level 1 certified. And when he said that certification, kind of blew his mind, opened his eyes. He's like, yeah, I definitely didn't know what I was doing coaching wise. And like this, he just starts seeing like the wheels turning with how great this program is and what this can be. And I could see it. And then he's like, go get your level 1. I'm like, Brian, I don't have the money. He's like, go get your level 1. I promise you. And he even actually paid for my level 1. So I went and took it and passed it. And was the same thing happened. I was like, oh, like this is what the movements are supposed to look like,
Oh
or
man.
this is how you're supposed to coach them, or whatever it may be. And man, the story's crazy because you see this linear progression of just things getting bigger and bigger and snowballing. We're training people. We got 10 people in the gym now. We're charging $75 a month.
I think that was about the time when Cindy, so what got us into it. Me, I had a gym at my squadron. I can walk down the hallway and work out. And we went and watched Box Life's competition.
Yeah.
And then, so Cindy, we're walking around because we know a lot of people from the gym. Cindy grew up here, so she knows everybody. And it was like, dude, these are some baddies. Like, everybody's a gorilla. This is so cool. Cindy's competitive anyway. And she was like, I think we could do this. And I'm not, husband's not going to say, don't do this and look amazing. I was like, yeah, for sure, do your thing. And then she was like, well, do it with me. And I was like, well, I don't know about that. No. And then next thing you know, retirement goal is just to live in a gym.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, living in a gym, because that's a lot of what we wanted to create in a gym, right? For those people that this is where you want to be. So instead of just having classes, like, we want to have more than classes, give you something else to do if you want to spend more time here. That's why we created the recovery room.
We're literally sitting in here right now.
Just hanging out, chilling, right? That's why we have an Olympic weightlifting class. That's why we have another program called Active, that give you more options to train.
CrossFit's a little bit.
You just want to hang out on the bench and talk to people, hang out.
Yeah.
You can literally spend 3 hours in here.
Oh, dude, it's easy. We've been here like all week, and I've only done a couple workouts, but I've been here for a few hours each day just hanging out. It's really inviting, especially with CrossFit. It's a little intimidating. 100%. So if you have Active, or if you have Ollie, it's more welcoming. Especially, how many people start Active, or back when you guys did the boot camps, and they're like, okay, actually, let me do CrossFit.
So yeah, that was a easy thing to incorporate in our facility. Is obviously, on the outside looking in, CrossFit looks super intimidating. I mean, you'll be shirtless doing muscle ups, and somebody come in, the 40-year-old mom comes in like, this is not for me. At the end of the day, it's for everyone, and people always realize that, like, oh, I could be in here training next to you. You know what I'm saying? It's perfectly fine. We're doing the same workout, maybe a different, slightly scaled version, but we're getting the same stimulus from it.
Or fast forward 8 months, and then that mom is doing muscle ups.
Exactly.
Like Marcella comes to mind.
We always talk about,
but that's why we created Active.
Yeah, we always talk about the hardest thing to do is walk through that front door.
Facts.
I mean, you come through here and you're like, ooh, this is not, I don't know. And then you start to talk to people, you get to know people, and it's like, man, this is more than just a workout facility. This is a community. This is somewhere where we can, like you said, hang out and be a part of a group, a social network everybody's got the same mindset and everybody's trying to work towards a similar goals.
Arguably, the community is probably what keeps it together. I would say, which let me know that CrossFit or Active, all the different programs that you guys offer is one thing, but just the relationships that are developed, like, people probably wouldn't stay if they didn't have these best friends that they hang out with.
I don't know.
And also,
arguably, I think that is
and spouses. We've gotten people married in the gym, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
But yeah, I mean, that's trying to have something for everyone is a big part of what we want to offer here. Active's just basically, it's CrossFit. It just takes away some of the things that people may be intimidated with, the heavier weightlifting or, Olympic weightlifting, and that's fine. So we created a program that focuses more on aesthetics and cardio, which is what a large population wants. So that's fine. We have that here. We have people that do both.
You're still going to get coached the same way. The same standards that we meet over here on this side of the wall, you're going to do on that side of the wall, but it's going to be a little less intimidating.
I was walking around the other day, and it was like, it seems like here at Curriculator, at any given time, there'll be 6 certified coaches just walking around, which is like, that's unheard of at most gyms. Granted, the facility is big enough to support it. There's always, you can walk around, there's 30 people in here working out. But
we
what
have
do
about
you
15
think?
coaches on staff right now.
That's wild.
And probably half of them are level 2s, I would say.
Yeah.
with a
At
couple
least
of
that
us
much,
being
yeah.
level 3s.
That's
and-
phenomenal. And then also, so Crooked Letter has their own coaching ramp up. Like, give us a
Yeah.
little bit of that.
Yeah. So, in the past, in the Wild Wild West days, we'd be like, "Hey, Ray, you want to be a coach? Go
Yeah.
get to level 1. You're
You're a
you're
coach.
good."
I mean, I shadowed, I don't know, maybe for a week.
Maybe for a week. So me and Chad both agreed that there needed to be a process that got coaches to the point to meet the standard of coaching that we want here.
Respond!
Okay. We don't, I don't want a coach or members to come into a class and feel like they're not being coached properly.
Not to take away from CrossFit, but getting a level 1's not hard to do.
No, and anybody can do it. And I wouldn't say that you should be satisfied with just having a level 1. And I don't think you're going to be a better coach with just having a level 1. Level 2 is a game changer when it comes to coaching,
Yeah,
actual coaching.
I say level 1 makes you a good athlete. Level 2 makes you a good coach.
Right. Perfect. Yeah. And what we have done with like sort of an on-ramp coaching program is basically we are going through a level 1 and level 2 with them. I mean, we've made it, I don't know what, like a 3-month process.
It's a process, you
And-
meet once a week and
during that process, they may not have any certifications yet, but we then encourage them to get level 1. So we feel like they're, getting through the steps. Basically, they go to level 1. They're like, that was the easiest thing I've ever done because I felt so prepared.
Man, so me and Drew Luxoy, when we went to get level 1 in New Orleans, we had already shadowed a little bit, and just with you and Aaron or you and Chad at the time, it was like a refresher course.
Yeah.
Like we already had everything,
100%.
all the tools.
That every person has been working with us and went and got a level 1 says the same thing.
I went through the process, and it was during COVID. It was a weird time. So they were doing classes, Zoom meetings, and we were having our little coaching staff meetings and development meetings in here. And the process was so seamless into that level 1. Super prepared, super ready to go. And then looking back on it, seeing them go through the same process with new coaches and me in my place now, like, man,
So
I've grown so much as a coach from that level of preparation. Like, I've grown so much since then. And that experience is a huge.
I think priority number 1 of a new coach or somebody having the ability to coach here is just their personality and their ability to care for someone else. If you can do that, we can teach you how to coach, right? As long as you have that, like that goes a long way. Like somebody coming in, as long as they feel special because you're that coach or you're their coach and you care about them, that goes a long way.
Best hour of the day.
Right.
Would you say, what would you rank the most important thing to be a coach at Crooked Letter would be like passion, being bought in? I mean, I'm sure it's a recipe of all of
Yeah.
these things.
Yeah, it's definitely a gumbo of things that make you a great coach here and what we want out of our coaches. We do hold all of our coaches up to a certain standard that we all try to meet.
I would consider it a high standard.
But
Oh,
like,
extremely.
like I kind of just said, it's like, as long as they care, right, for each person, they have that
You call it charisma.
passion to help somebody, right?
Selflessness.
Yeah. Like Cindy's probably the best example of selflessness and caring for others. And although nobody can replicate that, it's like, hey, you should try to be more like Cindy.
Dude, and I've tried.
Yeah, exactly.
I've
It's
literally
hard, right?
tried everywhere
You
that
can't
we've
be
ever
Cindy.
coached. It's just like, well, Cindy's kind of like top tier. And then I try my best.
So obviously you guys have been gone for 3 years, and I was coaching the other morning and she came to do a class and I was like, hey, does everybody know who Cindy is? She's, dropping in basically. Like half the class knows who she is. Obviously there's still a presence of her around here. Both you guys, with being sort of members still, just somewhere else, you still do a lot of the workouts. Anyways, long story short, I said, guys, this is Cindy. She was a coach here. She was our number 1 coach. Thankfully, once she left, I was then now the number 1 coach.
Yeah, don't let her get back on staff.
But no, it's true though. She was she's definitely irreplaceable. You can't replace a Cindy, but and look, I know I give you a lot of crap, but Ray is also irreplaceable. You have a certain personality about yourself that is infectious, and people like being in your class as well.
Not for the
People
same
will
reasons.
always smile if Ray's coaching.
Oh, she likes
There's so much stuff that we're expected to be experts in CrossFit.
Oh man.
Right? So we're supposed to know this movement, this movement, this movement. Power lifter is supposed to know 3 different movements,
Mhm.
right? Olympic lifter knows 2 different movements. And they have to perfect them, right? But we have to know every single movement there is to know.
Everything
and know
and
exactly how to cue it and get somebody better and make somebody
every
better.
scaling option.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then like if you can be a great coach, but if you don't know how to coach to different personalities too, and different people and
And
different
different levels,
abilities,
yeah.
oh man, that goes a long way.
Oh yeah, I had to learn the hard way
But
that
that
not
comes with
everybody.
experience. Like you can't just step in a gym and know how
Yeah.
to do that.
Well, not everybody wants to be yelled at. It's like, what do you mean?
There's
And
a
it's like,
tactful way
okay,
to approach
yeah.
some people
Sometimes,
versus-
sometimes you just got to be like, and there was this one person like super competitive, but if you yell at them, you're gonna shut them down. So it's just like, you look great.
Yeah.
You're doing great. Love your outfit today.
There's a great story of Chad in the early days, the garage days. There was a member who is still a member today, which is amazing. Was working on cleans, trying to teach him. And it was just like a little frog hop. And he's like, all right, well, cool. Now try to like get taller when you jump or whatever. And he did the same thing, and Chad goes, okay, cool. I just walked away,
Yeah.
Nowadays, if you look at me or Chad and when we're coaching somebody, like that's not acceptable, right? We would never just walk away from that person.
Oh, yeah.
We would definitely be able to get that person doing
Be
what
resilient.
we need them to do.
That was the big part of
In that
level
same
2
class.
is like, cause you don't want to shut people down and be like, all right, well, good job. And was it a good job? Did they fix it? No. Then why'd you say good job? And it's just like, oh my God, I'm getting destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Level 2 was super, exposing as well. Cause I thought I was a good coach, right? Cause it's like, I've been coaching for years. And then it was like, there's more to it than just, are they having a good time?
And if I'm not mistaken, your level 2 flow master was Chad's level 1 flow master.
He was there.
Chuck.
Yeah. Chuck, amazing.
Yeah.
He's a book. Insane.
I had a guy kind of through all my different training that was really good. His name's Ray Regno. I don't know, little small Filipino guy, but like kind of jacked too. Good at everything. And he was my level 2. I did the flexibility course. I did the weightlifting course, the Bergener weightlifting course, and he was there in all those facets, and just like seeing his abilities to coach and his knowledge and all those things, like that inspired me to continue to get better, right?
I think if you see those red shirts or those blue shirts, the level 1, level 2,
Blue shirts? They do blue shirts now?
Mine, they had blue shirts
Really?
on at the level 2.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. But they were like just their level of intelligence and how they approach coaching and then how they coach you to coach. It's just so impressive. And I want to put myself in that situation one day.
You guys going to
It's
be
inspiring.
looking to be seminar staff?
Not necessarily.
Cindy wants
But
to.
I
I'm
would
considering
love-
as well. I looked into it, and they're not accepting anybody right now or hiring anybody right now, but you can upload your resume or CV, and
Our friend Deb just got it.
yeah, I
She
want
just got put on
to look
this year.
into doing that. That would be fun. I feel like me, Cindy, and you or anybody, if we ran a level 1, it would be amazing.
What I was so impressed with at all of the courses is I'm looking, so I have the book printed out.
Yeah.
right?
I haven't,
And they're
have a
hitting
thing.
every single thing
Oh, yeah.
without even looking. There's no notes. They're on the whiteboard.
Yeah.
They're transitions. And I was just like,
If you do
"Man,
the
this
same
is
thing a million times, it
crazy."
should come out pretty.
Still, though, it was
Yeah.
just like, this is smooth. With this
Writing
place
it on the board.
here, like I noticed everybody does a really good job. Their timelines for the curriculum of the class is really smooth. Is that something? Do you guys? It's automatic now, or was it? Hey,
I think it
warm
is.
up.
I think it
This.
has to do with our programming too.
I mean, you can use me as an example. When I first started coaching, I struggled getting through the warm up, like in a normal
Timely
pace.
manner?
Yeah,
He's
So
trying to
I
do
was-
everything.
I'm
and
trying
fix
to really
everyone.
fix everything about every detail about the warm up, and then when we get to the workout, I'm like rushing to get the start 3, 2, 1, go, so we can get to the end of class before the next class starts. But like I said, that's experience. I think the more you do it, and the more
You get an internal clock too, I think.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah,
know where you're at.
it's time. It's time
But
to live.
our programming is really good when it comes to figuring out timing of workouts. Like if it's for time, we already know how long that's going to take for the masses, the RX, guys and girls, or the novice folks. We know the stimulus we're trying to meet for each one, and we're trying to make sure everything goes seamlessly, and it does every time.
Chad and Aaron do a great job with the programming. Chad does all the CrossFit programming, and Aaron does all the active programming, and they'll share duties on Fridays, I guess, when we blend the classes together.
Right.
And I'll do the kids programming, and I'm working with kids, so I got the 5 to 10-year-olds and the 10 to 15-year-olds class separate, and it's sometimes my programming is a little off. I haven't got that experience level yet on programming, but like when you're in the class teaching it, you can figure out how to stretch things out, make it a little longer, make it a little shorter if you need to.
So you do a quick audible during class. We're going to
And it's
adjust
easier
this.
with kids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but when you're with an adult class,
Well, especially because they've looked at Wodify, they know what's coming.
Yeah.
You can't throw an audible on that. Some
Right.
people will be
It's
pissed
hilarious.
off.
Chad will
I didn't bring my jump rope, bro. What do you mean?
Chad will program a workout, and he's like, "How long would this take you?" And I'll look at it, and I'm like, "It's gonna probably be like 15 and a half minutes."
Are you accurate on that?
And he'll be like, "That's exactly what I was thinking." It's like, "Cool, 20-minute time cap, and this is what it's gonna be."
I ruin.
No, you're looking at it, and you know how long a set of burpees, like a 10 burpees are gonna take.
I'm
right?
great at knowing that. I forget to put in my breathing time.
or the
chalk on one set of this.
And I'm
I
like,
can chalk during burpees, all right? It's just like
well, the workout we did the other day with the bike and the sandbag squats, in my head, I'm like, I'm going to be close to cap. And then everybody went sub 10. And I was like, wow, okay, misjudged that. Or I'll look at it and be like, that's a 6-minute workout. And I'm doing it in 10.
Movement, so it's sometimes you get a different movement in there. You just don't know how it's going to flow.
Well, the bike erg, I've not spent enough time on the bike erg to really know. If you put an assault bike calorie on, I'm
or if
dialed
you
in.
put the echo because you've been training it, right?
Yeah, then I'll be like, okay, I know what this
It
feels
happens every now and again. It's like, oh, we got that one wrong.
You coach it, and usually, like me or Aaron, we'll coach throughout the day. A lot of times, like Friday's my day. I get 4 classes in a row. But that 5 a.m. workout, you figure a lot of things out.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of the guinea pigs of the day. And then you brief it differently come 8 a.m.
Oh, but you're not changing the workouts. Like,
the
we made our bed.
Yeah, it's just like, surprise. Everybody got wrecked this morning on this.
Yeah.
Nice. So there's 15 coaches on staff.
Yeah.
How many full-time?
I guess technically it would be me and Hawk and Chad. But, Chad wears a lot of different hats outside the gym too. But for the most part, it's me and Jason. Jason's recently, within the last year, has come on full time. I did it. A
year and a half now.
Yeah, come on.
I've been doing it since about full time since about 2020, maybe a little before that. So like COVID area.
Yeah.
COVID time. Before that, I had a full time career too, and I did this. But we got to the point where I was able to transition to doing this only, and it's been a blessing. Right. I love it. Right.
And it started out with just you and Chad in the garage.
Right.
And then, so what was I guess, obviously you guys outgrew that. You had members paying. And then now, how big is the facility now?
So out of a garage, we're at about 16,000 square feet.
Okay.
Now, which is crazy to think about. So our in between this and the garage was a 5,000 square foot facility.
And that probably felt huge coming out of a garage,
like
a car.
Well, not even that, but like CrossFit gyms in the area, and I've been to 100 of them, right?
I'd say that's about average size.
Right. Well, even in the beginning days, like that was a big gym. It was 5,000 square feet, and we quickly outgrew that. And I was just like, we need more space, or we need to reposition this gym to make it feel like there's more space. And we came here, and it was like from 5,000 to probably 10,000.
When y'all made the video going from the old gym to this gym, and then I saw the first.
I've watched that recently. I watched that recently, and I think when the move happened, I was deployed, but I was so excited to get back to come out and hang out, and then now it's a monster.
So being at 16,000 square feet now is crazy to think about.
And
so
you fill it up.
Oh, we get a lot of people that will drop in from all over the country, or we have a Air Force base close by, so we get a lot of military that come through here throughout
They're
the
here
year,
and then they go.
and they're just like, "This is the biggest gym I've ever seen." I was like, "No, there's a few others that are bigger, but
I think
in
Mayhem might be bigger.
area, in our region, it's kind of insane, right? To have 16,000 square feet devoted to mainly CrossFit.
I've never seen a homegrown gym this big anywhere.
Yeah, you're right. Like without having a big
Without
name
being
behind it.
without being like Mayhem's big facility, but also
Yeah.
I mean it's Mayhem, right? I would say this rivals anything that I've ever seen, and I've been to gyms across the world. The facility here is unimaginable. But would you say community is the biggest strength of Crooked Letter?
I want to say no to that, honestly, right? Um, yeah, the community's great. Everybody loves everybody. Wasn't that in a movie somewhere? Everybody love everybody. He was semi-pro.
Maybe.
Anyways, I'm gonna say no because we have a few hundred members, right? Give or take, whatever it is, right? If we had a community event, are you going to see everyone there? No.
It's
Are you
next
going
to
to see
impossible.
everybody like hanging out with everybody? For the most part, I mean, yeah, everybody's cordial, but like, people say like there's cliques and things like that everywhere you go, but like that's just like a natural thing. Like similar personalities tend to gravitate
Well,
towards
subcultures.
Right.
When you have 300 people or
perfect,
whatever it is,
subcultures.
I have 3 kids. Like I'm
Yeah.
not able to go out to downtown Ocean Springs and party regularly. So, but you have the people that can do that.
Right.
And then you have the people
In the same
like,
community.
yeah, it's like, well, I'll grab coffee and we'll run a shout out
Right.
to Bright Eyed, right?
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
So yeah, our community is strong. Like everybody loves everyone, and it's pretty cool. Like, but what I say, like our biggest strength is the quality at which we do things. So like we're very detail oriented, attention to detail. Like the facility, everything's got to have a place. Everything is organized. Everything's clean. Everything's gonna flow. Everything is matching, right? Like that's just something that we see. People don't think that they are realizing that. Like they see.
You don't realize it until you go to another gym and you're doing some type of warm up or stretching and there's just dog hair all over you or something
Right.
like that. And it's just
The
like,
same thing when it comes to details is that coaching on a broad scale, right? You should be getting the same coaching in every class with every different coach. Now, every coach is different in their personality and stuff like that, but we all have a certain standard that we're meeting,
And
right?
that's it. The standard is going to be met in your movements in the gym, and the coach needs to hold you to those standards. We like to hold the coaches to the standards and the facility to a standard to make sure that it meets our expectations.
oh, and
If
that's
that
the standard
is
here
not
is
met, then we need to fix something.
And I may be ignorant to the fact of how strong our community actually is because this is only the only community I've actually been a part of. You've been a part of several other communities, and it may not be as strong as what we have here, but we do have a very large community as far as I feel like it's as far as CrossFit gyms go, and it feels strong to me. You know what I'm saying? Like it feels like
I mean, when we have a big event, there's a big turnout. Like a 4th of July party or
Crawfish
or
Bowl.
Murph. You show up on Murph. Everybody in the gym. I say everybody. 80 to 90% of the gym's going to be there for Murph.
oh, it's
Right,
it's packed.
because it's a everybody in the CrossFit world knows about it,
Mhm.
and you want to be able to kind of suffer with all the people you suffer with.
Die
every
with
day.
friends.
Yeah, the crawfish boils.
I think what we do a really good job of in this gym is it seems like there's no drama, right? You don't have people that are shitting on anybody else
Yep.
or whatever it may be. And if something does like that happen, we nip it in the butt, right?
Squash.
So we that's what probably makes our community pretty strong is the prevention of any of those types of things because you could have one cancer, right? That will,
Oh, yeah.
that will spread, and we've had to make some tough decisions in the past with saying like, hey, this is not going to work out.
But that's
Very rare.
few and far between.
Yeah, very rare,
Now,
but
I'm going to have to disagree with you about the community thing, and the only reason I say this,
You've been to other gyms.
I have been to other gyms, but when you go to Pensacola Beach Brawl and you see the amount of support that you get from the community at those events.
Beach
There's
Brawl
more-
knows Crooked
Yeah.
Letter
Yeah, it's true.
and
There's
knows
more
that we
people.
show up.
100%. I
we.
agree.
Yeah.
100%.
Now, I don't know.
agree.
Some of those points you made kind of it weighs out in the end. We do have subcultures, the different cliques, and they hang out in different spots. But when you're in the gym, I think everybody's still leaning on each other. Doesn't matter if you're doing CrossFit, active, or Ollie. We're all there, kind of sweating together, suffering together.
That's a great point. So, like, if you're in that, if you go to the same class every day, you know, and I tell people this all the time when they're new people coming to tour the gym, whatever. It's like you're gonna have all these different personalities in the gym, but we're all doing the same workout and quote unquote suffering together. So you have that shared bond of somebody with somebody that you would not typically hang out with outside the gym. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like that's a cool aspect of what our community is like doesn't matter who you are, you're gonna like in that same class be sharing something special.
I think if you just walk around the gym, that people that aren't in a class at that point, how many people just hang out?
Yeah.
Right. That's a good
That's a big-
understanding of what the
yeah.
community is. How many people are just sitting
Spending
on
an
the outside,
extra hour here
clapping,
instead of
hanging
going
out?
home.
Yeah. Compared to, I've been to places where class is done, grab my bag, walk out.
Yeah.
And then here there's people that hang out for hours.
Nobody wants to be the first person to leave.
Right. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. So
You got a bit
I
of
think
FOMO. You miss out.
Oh yeah.
I think
I mean, something
100%.
really cool happened when I left. Damn.
I think 100% I'm ignorant to what we actually have here community wise.
Yeah, for sure.
Compared to what some gyms are, may experience.